Here's my review of Alien Earth Season 1, Episode 8. Well, this is Alien Earth Season 1 finale, really. This is the last episode of the season. I don't know if it's going to get a Season 2. I hope it does, especially with how that huge cliffhanger at the end. And that's kind of my problem with this season, or this episode, because overall, very positive on the show. I really liked it, and I'm not going to let one episode that I just thought I thought the finale was okay. It wasn't as good as the previous episodes, but I'm not going to let that diminish my overall enjoyment of the show. I still really like the show, and I still think it's one of the best of the year, at least one of my favorites of the year. But the problem is, it just feels pretty unfinished. A big part of this episode is Wendy and all the other Lost Boys, go with the Peter Pan references throughout the show, stuck in this cage and figuring out how to get out. And it's just not that interesting. Like, it just feels like this whole finale just feels like so unfinished and rushed. It's so frustrating because this show has been so good. I've been loving this show. So it's just been frustrating. I will say, finally getting to see more cool stuff with the eye is awesome, but it's just, and they bring up the question that we've all been asking, like, we want to see this eye in a person, and it kind of happens, but just not in the way that you'd want it to. That's just what just makes this show this episode frustrating. It's like, there's so many great things here. And overall, like I said, I really think that this show is good. It's just this finale just feels like there's still so much more to this show that we need. It's just unfinished. Like, it feels like it needs like at least 2 more episodes. Like, what Boy Cavalier wants to do is transfer the eye into a dumber person so he can see the difference of intelligence because of how intelligent this eye is. But like, that didn't even happen. And then we have Morrow and Hermit, and they get a good scene together. I like these characters, but we just needed more. Like, this episode should have been like an hour and 20 minutes long or something. Like, because it just feels so rushed. It's annoying because I like all these characters and I like this show. It's just it's not done. Like, we need another season. I will say there is a great fight scene with Kirsch and Morrow. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was awesome. And because especially Kirsch has been one of my favorite characters. I've been really enjoying that. Really enjoying him as a character. And there are lots of great things to this episode. It's just frustrating. It's a frustrating episode to talk about. I will say towards the end, and also at the end, like, okay, I get Wendy being able to, like, control, like to communicate with the aliens. That part I'm fine with. But then she's able to, like, be able to control more computers and technology. It's like, you're just making her way too overpowered. And it's just frustrating. It's so annoying. Like, but I mean, I act like I didn't enjoy, like, I enjoyed the episode. It's just, there's so many frustrating things about it. And it just brings down the show as a whole, unfortunately. And just like, I will say also, Nibs is a standout. I really enjoyed her in this episode. No complaints here. She was so creepy and so much fun. And like, when they finally escaped the cage and like attacked all the guards, that part was awesome. And then it just feels like nothing really happened. Like, they capture Boy Cavalier, they capture Kirsch, they capture the one lady, and now they're chained up in the cage, and obviously that's going to be a setup for season 2, but like, some people are saying they're not even necessarily going to be a season 2, so it's like, and even if there is, which I want there to be a season 2, I still think it's frustrating that, like, a lot of this episode just feels like setup instead of just being able to feel like a satisfying conclusion, which is just unfortunate. I mean, there were some cool scenes, like, where the eye took over Arthur. That part was cool. I liked it, but it's just, I feel like this episode should have either been like another, like, I think it ended up being like 40, maybe, it might have actually been under 40 minutes, maybe a little over it. But it feels like this should have been maybe an hour and a half. It feels like they just had way too much that they needed to tell. and they were just not able to pull it off, unfortunately. And it is really what I feared. I part of me thought that, oh, they were going to be able to pull it off because I was enjoying the show so much that I just had faith. But unfortunately, I don't think they were able to stick the landing. But that being said, I still really enjoyed this show. I still think that it was very good and a lot of fun overall. And I still thought this was a solid episode. It's just not satisfying, really. It's just not a satisfying ending. But that being said, I still really like the show, and I would definitely be down for a season 2.